And about the Kentucky program. What's up, everyone? Yeah, I'm just sitting here, just going over a couple of things and waiting to talk to you guys. Man, I'm just looking at the screen. Like, am I really losing that much weight? Oh my goodness! I guess I need to keep walking. What's up, everybody? It's good to have you guys here with me today. We're gonna have a little quick, fun show. I always appreciate the guys coming out, hanging out with me today for a few minutes. Um, it's your first time joining. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very, very much for tuning in today. It means a lot to me. We just gonna just hang out. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very exhausted. I got to go deal with this sun again today. If you guys saw the picture that I posted yesterday, it was 113, and it's not even hot yet. It is going to be a hot summer, and I am definitely not embracing it at all. But yeah, we're gonna just have a little fun today, talk a little football. Football team is getting ready. Yesterday I seen. Well, look, before I get started with that, is first of all, welcome once again. If you're just joining, please let me know if you have a birthday, if you have an anniversary, anything going on special in your life, so I can definitely give you a shout out. I want to say this: we all know that this is a really, really dry part of sports, especially for basketball and football. Shot glass got my first big. I got my first welcome today. Welcome in, man. You got it. Tell you what, one thing about shot glass, he's always trying to be first, and I like that about him, and I appreciate that. I'm not sure if you saw it, shot glass, but I actually inboxed you on X. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out, please. Also, I just want to I just want to say we know that this right here is a what's up, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Good evening. Hey, Clint, good evening. Big Blue Nation family, come on in. Please come on in. I appreciate the love. Thank you guys so much. So I just want to say this. We all know that this is and Clint, also, I got your text too as well. So I appreciate that. We know that this right here is a very slow time for basketball, for football. Football is just which we'll touch on briefly here as well. My schedule is actually really, really hectic this morning, so I actually got to go to work 2 hours early today. But the I wasn't really sure what I was going to talk about today. I'm sitting around. I'm walking around my apartment. I'm walking this morning, and I really, really couldn't. I was trying to really look, and I was trying to figure out really kind of what to talk about, and I kind of got a little anxiety because of that, and I got some anxiety because it's just really not really a whole lot to really talk about right now. And I went online and I was reading some text or whatever just while I was walking, and I ran across a text from a guy, but I had his name and I was meaning to write it down, but I think his last name is Mr. Mudd, Mudd. And if I got it wrong, or if I pronounced it wrong or whatever, please forgive me for that. But I got a text from him within Facebook, and it really kind of got me inspired. Not that I'm not inspired, but when there's not a lot going on and not too much to really talk about. I mean, I can come on here, I can talk about Riley. He's on his visit to Kentucky. Carr checked into he checked into his room today. He got on campus today for the basketball team. The freshmen for the football team, they reported for spring practice or spring conditioning. I can get on here and I can talk about all that, and that's great. But in the scheme of things, when you get on camera and when you want to start talking, when you want to have something really valuable to really talk about. One thing that I like about this show is even when there's not a lot to talk about, we still find a way to really make the show really good, and that's because of what you guys do. But the comment that I got from Mr. Mudd today, and I want to say thank you, and that's why I'm giving him a shout out. I completely forgot his. I was meaning to write it down, but I forgot his first name. But he gave me some words of encouragement, and he just let me know that you know that he really, really enjoys my show. And I know there's a lot of people out there who write and tell me that they enjoy the show, but sometimes you hear things or you read things at the right moment when you kind of feeling down. And because of his words and because of what Mr. Mudd said to me in the text, it just kind of just made me feel like, okay, it's not a lot going on. It's not too much to really talk about, but still turn the camera on and still just hang out with family. Because sometimes family just hangs out for no reason. we just get together and we talk and we laugh, and before you know it, time has just passed by, and we've had 20 different conversations, and everyone's smiling and everyone goes away. So my big shout out today goes to Mr. Mudd. I really wish I had his first name. I wish I would have wrote it down, but I didn't. I didn't have anything on me to write it down. But I just want to say my shout out goes to him today, and thank you for those words. And that's why, even though it's not a lot going on, I definitely wanted to come and definitely fulfill my commitment to you guys, because you guys always show up for sure. That's good. So August 31 versus Southern Mississippi at 7:45 Eastern Time. Kind of strange tip-off time, 7:45 for those guys. I wish that was a noon game. That would be good for me for my time over here watching the ball game, because I'll be at work during that game, so I probably won't be able to really watch that game. But hopefully, I can maybe I can take off. But um, this is completely off the subject of Kentucky, and my apologies. I know people come here for strictly Kentucky stuff, but I've I've probably been I'm probably one of the fewest people around that knew that knows what's going on with the WNBA right now. And I didn't realize it until, because I'm just so busy and I don't really have a chance. I don't watch a lot of sports shows right now because I'm just so busy. But I probably had to be the only person that didn't know anything about what's going on with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA right now. So after hearing some guys kind of talking about it yesterday, I kind of went and I kind of glanced at a couple of videos. I cannot believe the treatment that she's getting from other WNBA players. Like, what are they doing to her? They're kind of like, they're just beating her up for like no reason, and it makes like no sense. I mean, she's the young lady can play basketball. Why is the other women so jealous of her? Like, why are they just abusing her for? And I know that this is not Kentucky, so I apologize for that. But you know, I I can't understand why why they guys are actually really just beating her up so much. Why the women are just, hurting her, trying to basically ruin her career early. So that kind of got my attention yesterday. I have a daughter, she's playing basketball and like stuff like that. So I would be appalled if my daughter played basketball and she was just physically trying to hurt somebody just because maybe she was jealous of them, just because they was getting all the spotlight. So, I just want to just kind of just put some spotlight on that. And women's basketball is definitely is definitely on the rise because of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And I just want I hope my daughter has success in basketball, and I hope all women have success in basketball. But I just can't believe that certain players throughout the WNBA is just purposely tracking her and Angel Reese down and just trying to physically hurt them. I get it; they're rookies. I get it; they got to pay their dues and stuff like that. But from what I saw yesterday, it was just for me, it was just more so about like the abuse that they're taking, and some of it just doesn't make any sense. And they should, for me, after I really sat down and I really thought about it, for me it was more so of like, hey, like if they're coming and Tom, you just mentioned it, these young ladies are setting the path for everyone else to go out and get more, to get noticed a lot more too. So they should embrace this. I mean, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is good for WNBA basketball, and they should go out there and they should embrace that and allow, as they say, jump on the train, get those extra deals that you wasn't getting, get those contracts, get those shoe deals and all that stuff. So I just thought it was really appalling to see players purposely abusing these young ladies out there just because they come into basketball and they're changing the landscape of what they're doing and how they play basketball. These other WNBA women, they should be embracing this. Play hard, play physical. I get that, but I think there's a line that is being crossed, and I hope that the WNBA can get that fixed to protect these young ladies from just getting hurt out there, because somebody's going to get hurt and somebody's career is going to end a lot sooner than maybe it should end. So, but see, and once again, because I don't really follow it like I should have, Peanut. That's the kind of stuff that I don't know. But I kind of briefly heard that he says Caitlin Clark is disrespectful to opponents and distant teammates. She attracts to animosity, and her teammates don't defend her because her personality rubs them the wrong way. Well, see, there you go. It's to me. While I see this, and while I see all the videos of her getting hit hard or Angel Reese getting hard, these are the kind of things that people are not talking about. These are the kind of things that people are not addressing. And you got to be a good teammate. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a good teammate, and you got to. One thing about it, you still have to stay humble. And I know that these young ladies, Angel and Caitlin, are getting a lot of attention right now. But I still think there's a level of humbleness that you still have to do, because you still got to go in the locker room, and you still have to get along with your teammates. And once your teammates feel like that your head is too big, and that you feel like that you're above everybody else, then that's when we're going to step back, and that's when we're going to allow it. But I still, at the end of the day, some of the fouls and stuff that they're getting on them, I still think that's kind of over the board, and I kind of hope that gets fixed. But on the other hand, you still have to, as a teammate, you still got to humble yourself. I don't care how good you are. I don't care what kind of contracts you're getting. You still need the support of your teammates, and I hope that right there is something that Caitlin, and I don't know about Reese, but I hope her too as well, if that's the issue. So thank you guys for actually letting me talk about it. Caitlin is averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and over 1 steal per game. She's balling though. I mean, don't get me wrong. The young lady is out there balling in basketball. I'm not disputing that. I just like it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand some of these fouls that they're actually taking on as a result of whatever, as Peanut just stated, because of that. But I don't want to see anybody getting hate on the basketball court. She's getting a lot of hate on the court. But just as Peanut just pointed out, what is she doing as well? What is is she humble? Is she bringing this on herself? It's so many variables, and unless you really follow it to the T, we may never really know all what's going on. But I think just from watching it, I think that it's changing the scope of WNBA basketball. And I hope that my daughter, as she starts her freshman year of high school, which I missed her last day of school, 8th grade, which I'm going to miss her first day of school, high school. That sucks. It really does. But I really hope that this right here helps change help change the landscape of WNBA basketball. Men pros has those type of players too. Yes, they do. They have those type of players. But for me, I'm a big women advocate, and I want women to get what's due to theirs, to them. And because of that, if this is a chance for the WNBA to start getting paid more, to start getting, from what I understand is the numbers for WNBA is through the roof now versus when it was years ago or even last year per se. So if this is a chance for the WNBA to get some attention, I just hope that it's positive attention. But yes, we can go back to when the Pistons had the Bad Boys team. It may end up being a team like that in the WNBA. We never know, but I hope that this is something that's really good for the WNBA moving forward, because I hope that my daughter can actually get to that level too as well. A lot of hard work, but she's dedicated, and I think that's really what she wants to do long term. And she wants to play for Kentucky, so Dad's okay with that, man. They realize that she's bringing money, etc., but the resentment comes when she expects people. I think so too. That's why. Hey, Charlie, I think that's why it has to be a level. Sorry, I think that's why it has to be a level of humbleness on Caitlin. I know she's getting paid. I know she has all the big contracts, but I still think when you go in, you still have to go in humble, because I can't imagine a rookie. Can you imagine a rookie going into NFL camp and disrespecting the older players like that, or the NBA or Major League Baseball? They're not going to have that. You know what I'm saying? As a rookie, you go out and you do what you're supposed to do. You get your money if you can, but you still, it's really like you're a rookie. You should be seen, not heard. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then I definitely hope that this can all be worked out, and I hope she can find a bit of humbleness within herself as well too. Trust me, those pro women can hold their own. Oh, I'm pretty sure they can hold their own, Miss Dobson. Absolutely. I just really hope that they get this under control, that nobody gets hurt, and that this right here helps to advance the WNBA for sure. Let's see what's it say. Clinton says, if I was Caitlin Clark, I would go on to on 3 after the WNBA contract is completed. Probably will make more money and get possibly more endorsements. Could be. I mean, because I know she had a big offer before, but it's when they're when you're little, you dream about having your name called in something like the WNBA or the NBA. So to have that opportunity, I'm pretty sure that was a chance that she just you can only get your name called once in the drive. So to be able to have that, you can have that recorded, you can have that moment for the rest of your life, and whatever you do after that, then that's a bonus. That's a bonus for your life and what you got next going on. So I just want to kind of touch on it a little bit. Like I said, I know it's not Kentucky basketball or football or Kentucky related, but I think this right here is just what they're doing is changing the landscape of WNBA, and I'm hoping that it's for the best continuously. I really do, because they deserve to to get the recognition that the men get also, because they go out there and they play hard, they practice hard, they sweat, they cry, all of the above, the same as the men do. And I'm definitely a big advocate of um, seeing the women get what's due to them for sure. Is her coach responsible for this? I, for me, and this is from Lita. For me, he has to, and see him or she, because I don't even know who her coach is. So the coach itself has to have some type of responsibilities for this, because if she's, saying now she's the face of the WNBA right now. Let's just be real. But I think her coach has to take her to the side, and I think it's up to her coach to try to help teach her some humbleness about herself. Don't lose who you are as a player, but learn to be humble, because if not, this is going to be night in and night out, and women don't care if they get a technical foul. They don't care if they get tossed out of the ball game. They don't matter. But they're the other team will not be disrespected just because of who you are and what you think you got going on. So the coach has to find a way to find that balance of when he can say, okay, look, I know you're a superstar. I know that the WNBA, you're the face of it, but I think it still has to be a level of humbleness that you have to learn to carry with yourself as well. Still play with a chip, still play fiery, but still you have to learn to balance all of that. And I think because of the way she played at Iowa and the way she had so much attention and what she did, rightfully so, I think now she's coming into the NBA, and she never had that checked, and now it's carrying over to the WNBA, and these ladies, they not having it. They said not today. I don't care. I get a technical foul for sure. But it is. I mean, it is all about. There's some jealousy in there. We can't deny that whatsoever. Before she even played a game of basketball, her and Reese, boy, they was getting paid. They was getting contracts and shoe deals and everything in between. And a lot of these other women, they wasn't getting it. So they was like, they haven't even shot a basketball yet. And we've been here for a couple of years and we're not getting anything. So this right here tells me one thing. If you are already in the WNBA, it's time for you and your agent to step up your game. Because, hey, if you want to get paid, talk to your agent and see how that can happen. And hopefully they can, not jealous. You just can't let that player beat you at all costs. And, hey, if you don't like her, then you got to find a way. I heard someone say, if you don't like how she plays, then you got to find a way to stop her, period. But it's got to be within the scope of who you are as a player. You can't go out here and try to invent a new player just so you can try to stop her. She's gonna get hers. She has ice running through her veins, and you have to find a way to actually stop her if you can. Otherwise, she's gonna keep being this right here. That's gonna keep being her, for sure. Let me see. I forgot to do something. Let me see if I can do this right fast. I hope this right doesn't mess it up. Please don't mess up. Please don't mess up. Let me do this right here. Okay, sorry about that. I had to change something. All right, that's a little bit better. But I hope that can really. I really hope that can really do the new target. I did. Lady Bass player. I did. I mentioned it last night. We got the Nick Robinson, which is going to be the director of operations, and we got Randy Towner, who is going to be the strength and conditioning coach. The two new hires. So we're definitely looking forward to those guys. And now we just got one more piece to the puzzle. And then after that, all coaching, all players will be taken care of, and they will go behind closed doors and they will working on getting number 9. Riley is actually on campus right now for an official visit. He's considering reclassifying this year to come with the team. I said this last night after watching him play in some videos in some of his games. Like, I don't like, he's so good. I just can't imagine him coming in just to be a guy who's just going to come in to develop. He's a really good basketball player. And I can't imagine, hey, we're going to just bring you in, put you on the bench. He's so good, which to me, we already got a lot of people as it is, which is good, a good problem to have. But I'm just like, okay, like, how do we fit this all into the puzzle? Let's see. Pinhouse asks, do we call it jealousy when NBA Steph Curry gets knocked down? No, that team knows he's a killer. Gotta hunt or be hunted. That's pretty much the nutshell right there. It is. I mean, you gotta learn to stop Steph. Steph is he's gonna be him. Luka, he's just gonna be him. LeBron, just gonna be him. And jealousy just gotta go. Life is hard sometimes. You got to get over it. NBA girls not making, where's that at? Women don't compare to NBA. It's a shame. I mean, Charlie White threw this up right here. Women don't compare it to NBA. It's a shame. They don't, and they're not getting the attention that they deserve. In my opinion, they're not getting the attention. But I think with the addition of Caitlin and Reese, I think that's the beginning of maybe the WNBA can actually start to grow now, because more eyes and more spotlights are wanting to watch these ladies play. And because of that, now, no matter where they go at, no matter what arena they play at, guess what that arena is going to be like? That arena is going to be sold out. That arena is going to be locked in. And I think that's the key right now, is that everybody else in the league, they need to understand, let's capitalize off what they're bringing, and let's step our game up, and let's show other people when they come there that they can come and they can play ball, but we can play ball too. And for me, that's what I hope comes out of this right here, is that yes, Vincent he took a visit to Kentucky and then he committed to Texas. So we'll see you down the line, young man. You should have joined the Wildcats, but no disrespect, you chose what you wanted. Ugo signed with Kansas State. Yep, thank you for that, Lady Bass. We don't have to see him. I hope we see him in the tournament and beat him, but that's just another story for another day. Let's see. Sometimes that guard's so tight they look like that guard's so tight they look like ducks. I don't know. I mean, are we talking about her? Hey, her, how you doing? We talking about women on WNBA? These guards, sometimes that guard's so tight. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Let me see what Peanut said. Where's that at? I can't throw that up, but I want to see it. Okay. Let me see what Peanut said. Peanut said the difference is the media doesn't hype it, and there's no hard feelings in the NBA. Clark is a female, so naturally we want to protect her. I can see that. Well, I mean, we want to protect her, and I want to protect NBA players too. Let's just be real about it. But I think she's the face of the same thing that I heard about LeBron. If LeBron is just standing there, on an out of bounds play, and somebody just comes up and just gives him a hard forearm or something in the ribs, you don't think the NBA is going to take action on that? Oh, no. We can't hurt LeBron. He's or Steph or one of the upcoming new guys, or let's just say Booker. We can't help people just shoving Booker like that for no reason. We got to protect him because he's part of the face of he's part of the new face of the NBA. So at the end of the day, you got to protect the person who's really the face of the NBA, and you got to admit the WNBA is capitalizing big time off of what these new rookies are actually bringing to the game. So you do want to protect your star. You do want to protect the face of your league, because that is what's going to help grow your league. And I think that's why it's getting so much attention. It's crazy, man. Like, we don't have anything to talk about. We talk about Caitlyn, and you guys are killing it again. ESPN and Fox not getting behind. Got to get women aroused, put on the show. I don't understand that. I'm not going to touch that. I understand the first part of it, Charlie, but I'm not sure about the second part of it. ESPN and Fox not getting behind. Got to get women aroused, put on the show. Okay, just say it. Some of them don't add up. Yeah, I mean, I get that. In the same way for the NBA, you look at the NBA and you be like, well, why didn't he make it? Why did he make it, but he didn't make it? And this guy right here is pretty good, but he's just barely average. So it's this is definitely one of those conversations that can definitely go on from. Got to get exciting. This is a good way to do it. Yeah, it really is. And I think because of this, because of the new storyline, because of what's happening to Caitlyn, what's happening to Reese, I think the big storyline is for sure is that they always say bad publicity is good. As long as they're talking about it, then we're good. We're gaining from that, and I think that's the positive thing that we can definitely take away from all of this right now. Is just to say that hopefully this is moving the NBA, the WNBA in the right direction. And hey, don't get me wrong, I love some physicality. One thing I always tell my daughter: as you get older in basketball, when you used to play little Pop Warner basketball or whatever, it was no physicality. Now it's a lot of physicality to it now, and this is the moment when you start saying to yourself, is this something that I want to do long term? Is it too physical for me? Because I'm sorry, man, but some of these women, oh, they are killing it out there, and they are just as more aggressive and upbeat and have energy just as the guys do. So I enjoy that, and that's what I miss about being at home, because I'm going to miss the whole AAU's off season, the AAU season for my daughter this year. So that sucks. This face of the NBA is like the face of the NBA right now is like Anthony Edwards, Shea. It's a couple of them. Old boy from Boston, Tatum. Like, these are the kind of guys that are the new faces of the WNBA, and everybody just has to kind of embrace that. We're still gonna love Steph. We're still gonna love LeBron. We're still gonna love KD. But I think these new guys that's on the rise. These guys is, you still got Luka, you still got Jamal Murray, you still got all these guys that are really, really playing ball. And these guys are definitely going to be the face of it as well, too. So thank you guys for entertaining that conversation. I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. That was awesome. So what about our football? Let's see, it's staying in the news first time in a while. It's standing and it's not going away, and that's good because that's right, Charlie. Because games are full speed now. Fans are full speed. I'm sorry, games for WNBA are at full speed right now, and everyone wants to see what's going to happen next. Who's going to be that bad girl? Who's going to try to take out Caitlyn? Who's going to try to take out Reese? That's for sure. Fans like this kind of stuff. They do, and it's all about the storyline. The storyline is good right now. Maybe it's all made up. Maybe this is the way they wanted it. Maybe they embraced her for it. So, how did you get the leader? How did I get the interview with Ansley? I hit him up on X, and you do that, and you kind of see the players out there, and like a lot of players, and it's really hard actually. A lot of players, you have to be like, you got to have like the blue circle of I'm that guy, or that authenticity, or whatever you want to call it, the blue check mark. So like, I don't have that on my X. So like a lot of players that I've contacted, whenever you go, they will let you contact them, but unless you have the blue mark, then it'll flag you, and it'll tell you you have to get this blue dot to be able to inbox them. So because of that, he didn't have that. He may eventually, but he didn't have that. So I sent him a text and I said, hey, I'm so and so. I told him I was a veteran, like stuff like that, and that I run a show and I would like to interview him. So he came back. He came back. Well, it wasn't even like, I'm not even sure. It took like a couple of days, but you send out these texts or whatever, and you just kind of send them out, and then you wait. And he came back within a couple of days to say, yeah, sure, no problem. So it probably took about 3 weeks for us to actually do the video. And I didn't want to post it, and I didn't want to say anything because I know things change, and I know because of him being a Kentucky player or just a college player in general, I knew that it's probably certain rules or certain stuff that they're probably told. Don't talk to this media. Don't talk to media. Make sure you get approved through us and all of this kind of stuff just to talk to somebody. But he hit me back and told me, yeah. So when we first had our original interview scheduled, he actually hit me back and he actually told me he actually had some workouts that he thought he was going to get out earlier, but he ran late. So we actually had to schedule it. So I told him that I was actually going to be in the Philippines during the time that he hit me back. And I said, sure. So it was like, I don't know, it was like maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. And I had to get up and I had to do the interview. But of course, that's what I do here. So it was nothing new for me to be able to do that. And we had the interview. And I really like for me, I went back and I looked at it, and maybe I was a little too excited. I don't know, but I couldn't believe that I was getting that opportunity to physically talk to a Kentucky player, and it was kind of unbelief because I've never did that before, and it was just I kind of relished in the moment and everything. But he was a really good guy, even before we went on camera, so that was good too. I reached out to Lamont, but he is one of the guys that require you to have the blue dot. So it looks like I looked up the blue dot and I saw what the requirements was. So it looks like maybe today, if I get some time, or maybe in the next couple of days, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and just pay for it, a monthly fee to get the blue dot, so I can have that opportunity to reach out to certain players. And still, there's no guarantees that they will actually interview with me, but at least I have to at least give myself an opportunity to do that. I did reach out to somebody pretty big that we all know. He's mega. He's really big, and he texted me back and he told me he had to check with his media team or whatever, and I haven't heard back from him or whatever. So I did a follow up to see if he was still available, and I haven't heard back. So that would be killer. That would be I would definitely be okay with that. And let me tell you, everybody on here knows this guy extremely well, and that would be a really treat to actually get that interview with him, if all possible. I would really, really enjoy that. But yeah, so that's kind of how it went down. And so in order for me to be able to reach out for some of these other players, I'm definitely going to have to get the blue dot to say that I'm certified, that I'm not a fake, and like stuff like that. So if that means I got to pay for it to hopefully get some interviews down the road, I think that's a small price for me to pay for as well too, with BABBN. I think you know what, I'm looking forward to Chrisa. That's who I'm looking forward to. We need the defense. I'm looking forward to Butler being our lockdown guy, but I'm definitely looking for I want to see Chrisa get in people's heads, because I always like to compare him now to Tyler Ulis. And we understand how good Tyler Ulis was, and we understood how he got up in people's faces and how he got in people's heads. And that's the kind of player that I want to see on my basketball team. And I really think that Chris is going to be that guy because of the way that he carries himself. So for me, I look forward to maybe Chris being one of the biggest fan favorites once he gets here. I mean, you could just see his personality. He shows up to basketball and he brings his golf clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already saying, like, I'm a golfer. This is me. This is my personality. And he needs to probably, I don't know much about golf clubs, but maybe it look like he might want to upgrade a little bit. But I think he'll get some NIL money, and I think he'll definitely have a chance to upgrade those clubs before it's all said and done. That is for sure. Let's see, what's this right here say? Harlan, that's that, and start going through the SID at you. Yeah, Chris, as a matter of fact, Chris, that's my dude right there, man. Man, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. And matter of fact, sidebar me, Chris, okay? So I can talk to you about that as well, too. So hey, Chris, I tell you, you're always on time, Chris. And he's a Vandy fan, and I don't like him, but he's on my team, He's on my SEC team, and I love this guy, man. He's always got the information. So thanks, Chris, for that. Hit me up on the side and help me walk me through that because I realized that that's something that I definitely got to do if I'm going to continue to do this. But thank you. But yes, I definitely want to do this again as well too. So thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Let's see. South Carolina. So you got Jerry Stackhouse on your team. Someone say golf. Absolutely. We know how much he loves playing golf and everything. So definitely got to hit up Stackhouse to see if he'll play some golf with us. But yes, I definitely want to do more interviews if I can. Um, I don't know if the moment was too big for me, if I was too excited or what, but definitely I enjoyed that moment, and I look forward to having that possibility down the road if all possible. Uh, so I didn't do something as I was doing. Oh, I don't want to do this. Cancel. Sorry about that. You guys just keep sharp dressed man. Yeah, the dude can dress, man. Um we definitely can't deny that for sure. Jerry Stackhouse could dress. I don't know about anything else, but the guy could dress. That's for sure. Where am I at? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm way past time to do this. And I'm supposed to do this. And somebody's got to hold me accountable for this. Somebody's got to let me know that, hey, you got to share it on Facebook. So that's what I forget every single show. I just kind of get kind of wrapped up in it. And you guys just kind of, ooh. So I got on my glasses that I only wear with my sunglasses. Right before I came overseas, I got me a new pair of glasses from the VA. And I've never had any problem out of my glasses when I got them from the VA. But I got these right here, and I can't, like, with my phone right here, I can't see it. I can't see stuff close up. So I actually left my good glasses on my desk yesterday, and I think the sun beat me up so much that I think I forgot to get my real glasses off the desk because I had my sunglasses on. I'm coming in from the sun. So bear with me right now. Let me just do this right here. I apologize. Somebody's got to hold me accountable for this. Yep. Silence is not good. Mm. Let's see. Share to groups. Yeah. Oh, I got to do this all over again. Sorry about that. But let's see. Oh, wow. ABC getting ready for Southeastern Conference college football. Football is going to be good. Oh, wow. ABC getting ready for Southeast. Yeah. It's going to be some ABC games this year. I'm pretty sure for the SEC. I would have to assume. Hey, I root for Vandy when they're not playing UK. Hey, Chris, there's somebody else out there who thinks like you, I guess sometimes. We actually got one of our guys who actually is on the KSR show, Shannon the dude. He's actually a big Vandy fan as well too. So I guess it's a few Vandy fans out there, but Vandy is looking forward to having a big year, but not against Kentucky. They're not. Kentucky is going to make Vandy understand that we're still the team to beat in the SEC. Not them, not Bama, not Auburn, not any of those guys, not Tennessee. Kentucky is still the standard for sure in 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 the SEC. Sorry about this once again. My Wildcats. Okay, now let's do this right here. Let's see if we can do this. But so I'm just sharing right now. I think they said UK would be the first ABC SEC game. And see, that's if that's the case, nobody. If Kentucky is the first SEC basketball team that plays on ABC, that just goes to show they don't want Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? They don't want Alabama. They don't want Auburn. They don't want Florida. They want Kentucky. They understand Kentucky moves the needle. And I just wish people would just understand that to a certain level. And they don't, and like they don't seem to get it. They don't seem to get it that Kentucky will always, and I do mean always, move the needle in the SEC. Everyone's going to come and everyone's going to want Kentucky to be that team for sure. Sorry about this. Let me see. Sure. Did I actually do that already? I think I already did it. But Kentucky is the gold standard of the SEC. Period. See, what do they have right here? Right, right. That is why our incoming transfer class is ranked third, and UK is fourth. That's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying, Chris? That's okay. That's okay. I mean, Chris. I mean, I don't even think you guys are even going to even be in the ACC and SEC challenge. I'll leave that right there. When you get in that challenge, because you're a big team, you come talk to me, okay, big guy. Absolutely, you come holler at your boy Mike, okay, for real. So we have this conversation all the time. Good guy, Chris, man. Uh, Brock Vanderbilt would be the base quarterback in the SEC. Now, Matt, you know when you start talking about Vanderbilt, you know what's going to happen with Chris. You know exactly what's going to happen for sure. How the UK fare with the last 10 years of top 5 classes. Um, but we had young guys, don't nobody. We had younger guys. Let's see how this right here actually. Um, let's see how this right here actually pans out when we have older guys and being ranked. Look, either way, my quarterback moves the needle. He isn't called peeing favor for nothing. Just wait till he takes a leak on your field. He's not peeing on Kentucky's field. I promise you that. We will. He will get a shove for sure. So now that we're giving out awards for being a play day, that birds know me for real. Uh, this is fun, man. I had no idea what we was gonna do tonight, but this is pretty fun. Uh, in college basketball, UK is ranked number 4 in the transfer portal rankings nationally. The Louisville Cardinals are ranked 3rd nationally. Um, I thought Vandy was up there, but then again, it's so see that's the problem. Like it really depends on who you're looking at. It depends on who's ranking them, what they have in, what they have invested to the teams or whatever, and try not to be biased or whatever. So it really just kind of depends on who you really, what who you actually getting your rankings from, because it's so many out there now. I remember it only used to be a few, but now it's so many, and now you got so many people who will put out their rankings that that we should, that it depends on who you're really looking at. Kentucky still being left out of an early top 25 rankings. I think Kentucky is like number 15. I think they got us not on the top 10 and nothing like that. So, you know, are you talking about football? Because I know basketball that they're kind of in the way too early, but football is outside the top 25. Yes, football is out. But you know what? We got a lot of returning players, so let's just kind of shift into football a little bit. I do got to go to work here in a little bit, but football. I mean, if I'm correct, I think we got the fourth hardest schedule, and I think someone just mentioned that, so I don't want to take that away. But Kentucky has like the fourth hardest schedules. And what does that mean for Kentucky football? Are we ready? Are we going to be able to say, okay, we're returning 18 of our 21 starters back next year? We got a supposedly we got a solid quarterback supposedly, and I know that there's somebody in here who is definitely going to disagree with that as well too. But is Kentucky ready to go through this? I mean, we know how it went through. I think it was a COVID year. I think it was when we played a lot of SEC games and it didn't go well for us at all. But is this the year that Kentucky is ready to take that step and says we can play a hard schedules like we do and still come out on the up end of things? I sent you the image to the chat of who the top transfer class is. Mike, it's in our chat. If you okay, let me see. Yeah, I will, Chris. Hold on one second. It is right here. I don't have it yet, Chris. Okay, let me see. I don't have it yet. I know you sent it earlier, but I don't have it. Let's see, just right here. Oh, this is it right here. So yeah, so St. John's, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Michigan round out the top 5. Tennessee's not in the. This is for the transfer class. So I guess all these teams didn't have nobody on the team, and we had to go out and build a new team. I guess you can say that. Yep, everybody had to go out and build new teams, but that's okay though because I like these rankings right here. Okay, I like that we can sit back and we can look at this, and I like the fact that we still got to go out and we got to go play the games, and that's what's so exciting about it. And Chris, no disrespect to you, but we're going to run over Vandy. Okay, I'm just going to tell you straight up right now. Kentucky's going to run over Vandy, and we're going to just leave that right there. Even if Georgia fans getting nervous for the UK game, they've been on me. I just tell them wait till Vandy gets hold of them and see how good is. I asked a question a couple of weeks ago, which was the hot mic question: does Vanderbilt? Does he come in? Vandegrift? Does he come in? Does he automatically get the start? Just by his name, just by where he got recruited at, because he transferred in, does he automatically just get the start? And people is kind of on the fence. He should earn it. Yes, he came from Georgia. He's probably that good. He should probably come out and he should probably come out and start automatically. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, he ain't really did anything in his career. He was a backup at Georgia, and he probably wasn't even going to start this year. So that's why he transferred to Kentucky. But I look forward to seeing what he can do, and he looks to par. Of course, we ain't really seen a lot of film from him, but it seems to be that everyone is liking him. But look, we're returning 18 of 21 starters from last year. We still got one of the best defensive linemen in the country at Deion Walker, hands down. People can argue with me all day long, but he's one of the best in the country for sure. For sure. South Carolina and Vandy are must wins. Florida and Auburn are toss ups. It's just Peanut right here. So Peanut says South Carolina and Vandy are must wins. Florida and Auburn are toss up. Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, Texas need one of those upsets. See, I think we can go because I think we play Ole Miss. Do we play Ole Miss this year? I think we play them as well too. I know the run that Texas had. You look at Tennessee. Tennessee's still going to be good. Georgia's still going to be good. But I really feel like if we can just get one of those upsets and win, we got to win all the games that we're supposed to. We definitely can't take a loss to a lower, to one of our first. But see, like our first 4 games, could you guys imagine being 4-0? Because I think our first 4 games is like the 2 games we played Georgia, and I think we played Florida within our first 4 games. Like we got a hard schedule in a sense. It's no let up, and we got to be ready to go. But the South Carolinas and the Vandies, those are the games that we definitely, if we want to be considered a team that is really trying to make some noise in the SEC. You can't say SEC East. You can't say SEC West. You just got to say, are we trying to make some noise in the SEC as a whole? And I hope that we beat Ole Miss. We should have. I think it was last year. We should have beat them last year as well too. We shouldn't have never lost that game. But I definitely hope that we give Ole Miss all they want. I hope we can beat them. But I think we go on the road and I think we win a game that many people are not expecting us to win. And it's one of those games. This is Peanut said. We definitely got to get one of those games. It's a must win in basketball and football. Cal hasn't won against South Carolina. New coach, home or away. We got to take care of that then. That's for sure. Let's see what this is about. Vandegrift. Vandegrift is a career 3rd string quarterback. Where are you fans getting all this hype at? My quarterback won 10 games last year and beat the SEC teams in their own house 36-8. Chris, I think somebody's calling you back there, dude. I think you can go away. Chris is like that fact checker. He's like, I'm just going to just hang out in the background, and then I'm going to just pop up at the opportune time, and I'm just going to just throw out these facts, and then I'm going to go right back. I'm going to go back behind closed doors. Chris, you're good at that. But I appreciate you being here, though, for real. Florida is the worst team in the SEC in 2024. Full stop. Ole Miss is playing for a natty. UK is not beating them. Okay. Did they get their quarterback back, or did he transfer? Don't say never. You can't say that we may never beat them. It's still a possibility. They said with Texas A&M and roster of transfers that couldn't play together. We'll see what happens. Vanderbilt wishes they could be 6-6. Yeah, not gonna happen. No. Chris is a Vandy fan, and he's part of my. Him and Matt Short both are part of my SEC group. That we have a YouTube page here on YouTube as well too. Hopefully we can get back and start doing our videos and like stuff like that to start building up, getting ready for the season as well too. Chris, you the man. Um, he's been smoking some. He's been smoking some skunk. Okay. Uh, Earl, I didn't say that, you did, okay? But it must be good for him. Absolutely. But I really hope that our football team is really ready to go this year. I hope they're locked in. I hope we got I think outside of Tennessee, if I'm correct, and you guys know football better than I do, and you guys keep up with it a whole lot more than I do as well too. But I hope that we have one of the best wide receiver teams in the SEC. We might have one of the best. We might have one of the best in the nations. We just got to go out there and we just gotta perform for sure. Vandy Chris been drinking too much Tennessee whiskey. Actually, no, Chris. Chris is not drinking anything right now. Chris is the dude. Some of that Kentucky skunk. Yeah, for sure. Florida, I got that right there. Let me see if I can go down here and see what's next. Let's see. Anyone who thinks Brock Vanderbilt is anything more than a career star string quarterback is smoking that good green pipe skunk. So I guess Chris got the skunk too. There you go. For real. That is cool, man. Sticky icky. These you guys are awesome, dude. Chris been drinking some of that Tennessee whiskey. Man, this is pretty cool, man. We went from not having anything to talk about. We done talked about Caitlin. Chris, you missed the Caitlin story. I was just kind of talking about that. I haven't been following WNBA, Chris, but to hear how the abuse that Caitlin Clark is taking, her and Reese too as well too. I can't leave out Reese, but I think it's more notable what's happening to Caitlin Clark and just the abuse that she's taking. But she's also got to be humble because I know you're an Iowa fan and I know you root for her. So I just wanted to just kind of tell you that I talked about it as well. But she's got to be humble. But this is physical, and she's got to be physical out there playing football, playing basketball. It's only gonna get harder for her. Nobody, even Kirby said if what's his name didn't return, Brock would have started. Okay, and then this is for last year. I have to assume, right? I have to assume that was for last year when their quarterback came back, and that was a good choice. Because they didn't win a national championship, but he's still a good he was still a good quarterback. So let me take it out. Peanut said I would say something about Vandy, but there's absolutely nothing to say. I guess not. I guess that pretty much says it all for sure. That's that's funny. Yep. There's nothing to really say about them. We just can't let them beat us like they did the other day. Chris could work for ESPN. Yeah, Chris knows his stuff, man. He's when it comes to history and stats and stuff like that. Chris is definitely on. He's definitely on his number stuff. And I'll be like, look, dude, I don't care about numbers. We just got to go play the game, and that's what's so special about sports. We can sit around and we can talk about it and we can tell what we think. But at the end of the day, when the guys are ready to get on the court and physically play the game for whatever sport it is, then that's when it counts the most, is who's going to go out here and who's going to perform the best. That is exactly what matters for sure. Caitlin Clark is equally to blame for what is happening to her. She is out here pushing off and chirping at everyone. You get what you give. See, now, Chris is a big time Iowa fan as well too. I think he was that before he was Vandy or whatever, but he's a big Iowa fan, so he likes Caitlin Clark. For Chris to say this, then I know that she's definitely bringing it on herself if she's doing that too. So hey, that just lets me know that she's a rookie. She needs to be seen, which she is, not heard. But she still got to play a game, and she's good for the WNBA with what she's doing. So I definitely hope that there can be balance. But I don't see her being quiet anytime soon, for real. Let's see. Who is this right here? Nobody. Question. Who gets it first? UK making the playoffs or Vandy having a field to play on? Okay, I didn't expect that, man. Okay, Vandy. Nobody. That's a good question. Who gets it first? UK making the playoffs or Vandy having a field to play on. Chris is definitely going to give us an update on the field and the goalpost being held up by by, by cranes and everything in between. Man, UK making it to the playoffs would be awesome. That would be really awesome. But I have to side with Vandy this time, and I think Vandy would get their field done before they actually. No, at nobody, our field is almost ready now. You even played on it last year, so definitely we would have our field. That's for sure. Uh, Reading about what am I missing, Pam? Just gotta go back and watch. Talk about look, this we reading about skunks, weed. It's in a positive way, okay? We're not promoting any kind of hard drugs or alcohol. This is all about fun. YouTube, do not delete this video. I appreciate it. It's just all in fun. We're not promoting any hard drugs. YouTube, did you get that? Do not do copyright. Do not flag this video because this is fun. Nobody, I feel it's almost done. Vanderbilt is an outstanding institution that props up the SEC academically. At the same time, they testing money, give everyone an extra cupcake. Penthouse, I'm not dealing with you, man. I'm gonna let that go. But I would say you have to get some of these SEC off our back and have to beat Tennessee. I like this right here. It's another football comment by Hurl. I would say we have to get some of these SEC monkeys off our back. We have to beat Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia to be relevant. Well, I think we're going to beat Florida. You know, I don't. If I had wood, I got plastic desk. But if I had wood, I would knock on the wood. And I think between Tennessee and Georgia, we got to find a way to. Do we got to beat them consistently? Maybe that's a long stretch. But we got to find a way to stop losing every year to them, and we got to find a way to start splitting games with them. I mean, I get it. Georgia's this major powerhouse. You know, Tennessee is a powerhouse, maybe tier 2 powerhouse. But we got to find a way to, if UK wants to be considered to be relevant, we have to find a way to stop getting blown out by these teams. And you know, with the exception of Tennessee, you know, either we beat Tennessee or they blow us out. Georgia, you know, for the most part, we find ways to stay in the ball game, and at the end of the game, they find ways to just pull away from us. But we have to find a way to be competitive, and we got to find a way to win these ball games. And if we can do that, that's a real testament of what Coach Pope is actually not Coach Pope, but Coach Stoop is actually doing at Kentucky football. But we got to get better at actually doing that to do. We gotta win some of those ball games, and that's for sure. Is Rich. You're literally 49 like that. See, look at them numbers. He's throwing out those numbers again. He loves it, bro. He loves those numbers. Not much. Vanderbilt is an outstanding institution. I mean, Vandy is a pretty smart institution for sure. They got a good hospital down there, that's for sure. Engineers. Someone said, you think those engineers at Vandy could figure this thing out and get it together? Not much of a locker room at Vanderbilt. Well, Matt, I agree with you that definitely wasn't the perfect. But hey, look at it like this: when somebody comes to Kentucky to play, we don't want to make them comfortable. We don't want them to go in there have great AC, have big old lounge chairs, and have TVs hang on the wall. No, it's just enough for you to come in there and change play and get out of here. So I can't knock Vandy on having not a good locker room for their opponents. That's what they're supposed to do. Like, let's make it uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Playing sports myself, I know what it feels like to go to a different team's house and go into the locker room. It smells like pee and it's just dirt everywhere and seats are broken and, the toilets don't work. That's the kind of stuff that you just do just to kind of make people feel uncomfortable. But I'm pretty sure their locker room looked good. I'm pretty sure it did. That is for sure. I'm top and have a chance at that shit. I mean, I completely get what you're saying, Hurl, and we have to do that if we're ever going to try to make an SEC title run. We definitely need to do that. I can't sit here and say that we're going to beat these teams every single year, but we have to find a way to stop losing every year. It's got to be a time when we got to say, okay, you know what? This is a game that can be a toss-up because because Kentucky and Tennessee or Kentucky and Georgia, they keep kind of swapping wins. So who's, they both got a good team. So who's going to step up this year and going to win? So we got to have those toss-up games where we actually, like, people are like saying Kentucky really has a chance to win this ball game, instead of just people looking at the schedule and saying Kentucky's playing Georgia, lost. Kentucky's playing Tennessee, lost. Kentucky playing Texas, a loss. Kentucky playing Ole Miss, a loss. We got to get, and you're saying pretty much the same thing. So I agree with you 100%. But we got to get to the point where people who look at the games on a bigger scale, who it's not easy for them to just go out there and just automatically just say Georgia got 10 wins, and one of those is going to be against Kentucky every year. We got to change that. We got to change that narrative. Tennessee they're going to have 9 wins. One of those wins is always going to be against Kentucky. That's the kind of stuff that we got to change here with the atmosphere of Kentucky. And I think it starts now. I think with as much as depth that we have returning and the experience that we have returning, this has got to be a year that Kentucky goes out and makes some real noise in this first rigorous season that they have. UK has got to go out and want to play ball at a high level, because a lot of guys are going to leave next year. That's just going to be nature of the ball game. So if we're going to win, and if we're going to win anything significant, am I saying that we got to go to the SEC title game this year? I'm not reaching that far and saying, but what I'm saying is we can't just be like, we can't just be that team of, just because we're playing a powerhouse team like a Texas, Alabama. We're not playing Alabama this year, but we can't just be a team that says this is an automatic loss. Let's just say it is what it is, and let's move on. We can't be a team that is going to just say, can we just get the 6 wins? Can we just settle for 7 wins? We can't be that type of team. It's that time now where we got to say, we got to go beat these teams, and we got to go get this offense back. The same way that we have started to own Florida now, we got to find a way to maybe possibly start that trend with Tennessee or with Georgia. And that's a tall hill to climb. I'm not going to sit here and be naive and say that it's not. But at the end of the day, we got to find a way to say, we got to forget that it's Tennessee. We got to forget that it's Georgia, and we just got to go out and we just got to play ball at a high level, and let's just see what happens. That's exactly what I'm saying. With the addition of Texas and Oklahoma, from my understanding, East and West is no longer it's no longer East or West no more. Now it's just the SEC. Now it's the 2 best teams at the end of the season just goes to the SEC championship. So if you got Georgia at 1 and Alabama at 2, they could possibly end up in the SEC title game. That's just how it can be. And if I'm wrong about that information, anybody can please fact check me. I have no issues with that as well too. Please do. Larry had 22 touchdowns. Larry had 23 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Half of those passes were dropped. And our receivers have definitely got to have a better game this year. Our receivers got to catch those, they got to go get those 50-50 balls. They got to go up for them. They got to understand that they're going to be hit. They got to understand that they're going to take some rib shots. They're going to get hit hard. But that's why you out there for it. If you don't want to catch the ball, then that's taken away from somebody else. So if the ball's thrown to you, then you got to take the initiative where you're going to step up and you're going to try everything you can to bring down that what's name. We still got one of the best return guys in the country, in Brown. You can't deny that. Like I said, we got one of the best defensive linemen in the league, or in football, is in Deion Walker. He's projected to be a top 10 pick next year in the draft. So we definitely got to do it. Oklahoma would not be a factor in the SEC. We don't play them this year. Do y'all play Oklahoma this year, Chris? We play Texas this year. We play Texas at Texas. So we definitely got to, so we definitely got to get this football thing fixed. We got to get it right so we can be a team who can be forced and reckoned with down the road coming this football season for sure. Let's just say Kentucky has to move to the next level. Vanderbilt would love to trade. Yeah, they would. So if your receivers were dropping, let me see. Chris says, at Matt Short, if your receivers were dropping those passes, how are they going to catch them from third string Brock? We'll find a way. Everyone's mature. Everyone understands what the mission is at Kentucky football. we'll find a way. And just like I just mentioned that, they got to catch those balls. We just can't, Dane has got to have a breakout year. His freshman year, he was outstanding. His sophomore year, even though he caught one more pass than Brown did, I don't think his catches was meaningful as Brown was. So I think collectively our guys have got to step up in our locker room, and we got to be more efficient at what we're doing for sure. We go to Texas. We are 8-3 lifetime against Texas, so might get a win for sure. No, wait, this game is when Bandy's going to switch sides and Max became receiver. This year will be Stoops' best team. Nobody says this year will be Stoops' best team since he's been there, but with the schedule, the record may not show it. UK probably be underdog and close to half the game. Yeah, we're going to be underdogs in some of those games for sure. Before we even step on the field, we've already are, but we gotta find a way to actually get. We gotta find a way to get through this, and we gotta find a way to win some of these ball games. Like Hurl says, that can help us propel us to being a better program. But yes, this is probably going to be one of Stoops' best years at Kentucky. But what do we do? How do we capitalize on it, and how do we get better? That's the question for me that I will continue to answer, and that I will continue to actually look forward to as well. So, it's already after 4:00 here. I got to be at work in 55 minutes, and I have to finish getting dressed. But do thank you guys also. If it's your first time, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It makes a big difference. If this is your first time ever watching, thank you for joining in. I really appreciate it. Chris, Mr. Vandy guy, thank you so much for popping in. It means the world to me. You and I are going to talk about how we're going to get this our channel. Also, we have an SEC channel called Second to None. If you're on YouTube, please go check it out. Hit that subscribe button for that too as well. We're going to ramp back up with the football now that students are back, players are back on campus. We definitely look forward to getting back with that too as well, because football is where it's at, and we are going to make sure that we address that and that we definitely cover that as much as we can. But thank you guys once again. You guys have been watching the Loyal BBN Fan Show. I appreciate your love, your support, and as I like to say as I end my show, go Cats.